Up next on the MARR Army Rock Show, happy to have Josh and David. They are from Royalty Kult with us. They're a California band. Their single Stay This Way is out now. There's another single out as well we'll talk about. So Josh and David, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having you.
So, hey, it's listed kind of as your debut single, the song Stay This Way, but I got a feeling you kind of been doing this for a little while. Tell us a little bit about the history of how this project came together and how you formed this.
Okay. Josh, you want to start?
You go ahead and start real quick.
Okay. So, Royalty Cult is basically the amalgamation of a 10-year history that Josh and I share with two other projects combined, and it all kind of led to sitting down and writing the Royalty Cult material about 3 or 4 years ago. We began the conceptual, beginnings of Royalty Cult, and it's now evolved into what it's become. And yeah, we've released Stay This Way, and it's been quite a journey even just to this point.
Now you say it's been 10 years or more. Has it changed because the music evolved into something different, or is it the same style of music you've been doing for a decade, or has it changed?
It's changed. It's evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved, and it's, a new project. Like you said, we started together 10 years ago, but that was with previous projects and stuff, and that didn't pan out the way that we wanted them to. But, in 2016, we officially started Royalty Cult, and now we're just finally getting to the point where we're putting out the material. But we've been really working very hard on this stuff and putting our
behind the scenes,
yeah.
So I really dig the new tune, Stay This Way. It feels like it's a song about missing somebody. Tell me a little bit more about what the song's about.
It's about a relationship that no matter the distance or no matter what, people might go through within that relationship, that nothing is going to keep you apart. Like you're going to do whatever it takes to stay together, and you're going to be together forever, despite the ups and the downs that life brings us.
So I was listening today. At first, I didn't realize, but there's another tune out called "Bleeding Possibilities," which is it's a very different song than "Stay This Way" stylistically. This song has a lot of emotion behind it. Tell us a little bit more about "Bleeding Possibilities"? Is that maybe about suicide or a loss? What's that song about?
Yeah, actually, it is sort of about suicide prevention or whatnot. Not that we're trying to make light of it or anything, but those lyrics all came to me the night that we lost Chris Cornell. And that hit me, and it hit everybody very hard. That was a big shocker to everybody, and honestly those lyrics poured out of me that night, like immediately, right when I heard it on the news. Those lyrics came.
Josh contacted me, went over what he had come up with, and told me his inspiration behind it, and the musical component to Bleeding Possibilities. That's actually the very first Royalty Cult song I ever wrote.
Oh, wow.
Musically. And so Josh had been waiting to find the right inspiration to write to it, and then that's actually the tragic loss of Chris Cornell was directly, indirectly, what led to that song really coming to life and what you hear today.
So when we listen to the two songs that are out now, I looked back and realized you have an interesting kind of thing going on. You're going to be releasing the songs that are part of an EP, but on the 6th day of each month. That's kind of interesting. Tell us more about that.
Well, it's actually a full album. It's
a full record, yeah. Even more interesting. So we've got a lot of 6 of the months coming up. Tell us more about that.
Well, over the next couple of months, we're going to be releasing singles on the 6th day. That's just my weird OCD. 6 happens to be my favorite number, and that has nothing to do with Dave, really. That's just my OCD. And that's when the first 2 singles were released. So we're like, okay, well, we'll just release the other singles a month apart from each other. So that's where that idea came from. It's all going to lead to our full record will be released on December 6th. And that'll be 10 songs, and then we have a standalone single, that won't be on the actual record, but it will be part of sort of that collection. But that single is actually going to be released, our next single next month.
Yeah, that's a cover
on
song.
July 6th.
You said it's a cover song. How much can you tell us about it? You probably don't want to tell us what it is. Can you just tease our interest in it a little bit?
It's
Is it out of your genre? Let's put it that way.
About it, right?
Yeah, you could talk about it, brother.
So there's a group that their musical styling is quite different than ours, obviously, and that's where I really like to delve when I get into covers. I like to take something that's different from our normal, songwriting, and really, try to bring that into the styles that we use. And so we covered the Postal Service. They're known for Ben Gibbard of Death Cab for Cutie being their vocalist, and they had the big hit with Such Great Heights, which was also a cover. But anyway, by Iron Wine. But we did This Place Is a Prison, and it's a very dark electronic song that we've taken and really brought it to I guess you could call it the royalty Kult sound, and we're really thrilled with the way it's came out, and we're so excited to release that next because I think people are really going to like that.
Now, going back to the full-length record, do you have a title that you can share with us, and a little more about it if you could tell us who produced this record for you?
Sure thing. The record is called Enjoying the End. As Josh said, it's going to be released in the fall in its entirety with 6 singles leading up to that. And we have been working with producer Joshua Booma. He is known for Malachi, Boy Hits Car, September Morning. He's an amazing producer, amazing lead guitar player, and a good buddy of ours that, we brought him in to this project, and it's really like his input and working with him has really brought Royalty Kult to what you're hearing today. Like, it was a great addition bringing him in, and collaborating with him has been an amazing experience. Not to just overhype the guy, but he's pretty incredible.
Now, for all intents and purposes, when I look online, you guys are kind of a two-piece. Now, as far as the recordings go, did you guys record everything, or did you bring in enlist some help? And I guess the other part of that is, are you looking to expand beyond the two of you for touring purposes and whatnot?
With the record, all the music, was done by Dave, and then Josh, Booma, he added guitars and did other works within there too. So it's mostly just those two on music, and then I'm doing all the vocals. But when it comes to live, me. And Dave will always be the faces of this, sort of like Tears for Fears or Imagine Dragons or something like that. That's the way that we want to keep it because, from our past experiences, we found that me and Dave are very driven. We're very on the same page. We want this more than anything. We want to get our music out to the world, and we truly want to touch people. And we don't want anybody, being in a band is very hard to keep 4 guys on the same page. It's like a marriage in a lot of ways. So we didn't want anybody to ever interfere with that again. And so
it's such a really creative process just between the two of us with what we were coming up with, and then the collaboration with Josh Booma. I mean, just across the board, it just works so well as far as getting the album done that we wanted to definitely keep it as that. And then moving forward, once touring comes back in whatever capacity, with everything going on in the world, we have a collection of amazing professional musicians that we're associated with and friends with, and we're already in the works of putting things together for live. But obviously, until we really get the green light from the world and from the industry to be hitting the road again, that's all kind of up in the air. But we're very focused right now. In the meantime, this gave us a good chance to really delve into the record, get it complete, get all the artwork and the videos and just all the content together, and really focus online to get it out to the world, so that by the time we're able to take the stage again, a lot of people should be exposed and experienced with what we're doing and familiar with it. So it should work out to our benefit, we're hoping.
Now, have you been able to start that planning process? I've had a couple bands, it's been the last 2 weeks that I've had bands on the show that have kind of said, okay, we booked some dates. Are you guys kind of sitting tight to wait, or are you looking to get out there and start booking, you think?
We're waiting for now only because we're still deep in the process of completing the record.
Sure.
So, it's working out for us creatively to be really focused in that area at the moment. But Josh and I have also been, we've begun the first stages of that. The planning, the phone calls have taken place,
sure.
And that's all going to, in the next month, I'm sure that's all going to begin taking place, at least so that we're ready to go when the world says okay, because right now, I mean, shows every day, one to the next, you don't even know if they're going to close things down again, if it's going to, so it's very touch and go with that.
That's definitely a risk for planning to get out there now, so I understand that completely. Yeah. Hey, I was curious, have you tried any acoustic version of the songs I've heard yet? Are there any hidden gems that maybe we haven't heard yet done acoustically, or is that not something you guys do?
Josh and I were just actually planning that as well, and we have something in the works. We're not going to say too much about it right now. It's going to be a nice surprise, but we have something there as well, so...
Yeah, we always wanted to be the kind of band that could have one of those, amazing, MTV unplugs, that we used to see.
Yeah.
And so we're always going to be able to do that stuff, and we are going to delve into that stuff. But, it's going to be coming, and, and we're excited about everything.
So I know you guys have been releasing the record, but I always like to get a little glimpse into knowing people a little better. Tell me about Hobbies. What are you guys doing during the lockdown or the quarantine, whatever you want to call it, during the virus time? What do you guys do for fun besides music? Do you have any things that would surprise us as far as hobbies go?
I'm an outdoors guy. I am out every chance I get. Like right now, I'm calling you from South Lake Tahoe.
Nice.
I'm up here with my family. We're just, kayaking, swimming, anything like that. Any chance I get to be out in nature, that's definitely a huge part of my life. And Josh is down in LA, and he's always up to stuff. I'll let him answer the rest of that.
Yeah, I've been a martial artist my entire life, and
nice.
So I train a lot, and I want to teach for a living, and and I'm continuing to learn. I'm blessed to be able to be working with martial arts icons that I grew up watching since I was a kid, and I'm also getting into acting and doing all that stuff as well. So, and I'm also, for my solo stuff, I like to pursue country music and things like that. But for our rock, we like to keep it in the vein that you're hearing.
Well, man, I love what I've heard so far, and particularly fond to Stay This Way, a very cool tune. They are Royalty Kult, California-based band, and we've had Josh and David with us. Look on mark your calendar for the 6th of every month from now till December. You're going to see a song coming out, which is pretty cool. So, Josh, David, man, I appreciate you guys being with us here today. Thanks so much.
We thank you so very much.
We really appreciate it as well, and thank you for spreading the word of Royalty Kult, and I hope you guys like everything we have coming, because we're very excited about it.